Hey everyone, welcome back to another awesome week of Cooper's Virtual Cooking Club. We're in the month of May, so if you don't know what that means that we're going to do an awesome, healthy, and delicious, most importantly, recipe. So, I actually just finished a great workout with my friends from Yachad. People from all over the country joined this workout, and it was really great. It was very engaging. It was great for my heart. It was great for my muscles, and I need a good way to recover. So a great way that I like to recover from my workouts is none other than a nice vegetable omelet. You may ask why that is. So omelets are great because they're loaded with fiber, which keeps you full all day long, even after that workout. And they're loaded with protein, which gives your muscles a chance to really recover and build so you can get nice and strong and get in great shape. I also love making omelets because they're really easy to make and it really doesn't require a lot of equipment and ingredients. So my ingredients this week are as follows. So I have some eggs over here, which is obviously an ingredient you'll need. I have a pepper, a red pepper, which is great, one of my favorites, an onion, and I have my skillet. So I didn't use cheese, but you can use cheese. It's also great if you put kale in or spinach or other greens that are really good for you also. I unfortunately didn't have any laying around. So I'm just going to use a pepper, an onion, and my eggs. And so let's get right into it. So I'm going to start by cutting up my vegetables, and then we'll get cracking with the eggs. You're cutting up your vegetables for this. They should be in like kind of smaller pieces because you want to make sure that it's nice and spread out throughout your omelet. So I'm going to cut up my onion now. You're going to want to cut this up also into like small pieces. You don't want it in big chunks. Especially with the onion, you also want to make sure that it's going to cook all the way when you're using it for your omelet, because otherwise it's going to be really sharp. So I like to cut this into nice and small pieces. Okay everyone, one thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video was that make sure you have some spices around so that you can season your omelet, you can season your vegetables that you're putting in there. That's the way I like to do it. Again, you can do it however you like, but it tastes much better with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. I'm using basil today because that's my favorite spice, and some garlic powder also, because who doesn't like some garlic powder? Unless you don't like garlic powder. Okay. So the way I like to start this is, again, I like to saute my vegetables first. The way I like to start this, again, is I like to saute my vegetables first, and then while the vegetables are sauteing, we're going to crack our eggs, we're going to beat them, and then we're going to wait for the vegetables to get a little bit looser in terms of their color and in terms of them getting cooked, and then we will pour our egg mixture in there, and then we will move that around a little bit, and then we'll make it into an awesome omelet. Okay, so I have an oiled up skillet right here. This is a nice new skillet that we just got, but you want to make sure you oil that up if it's not non-stick, and make sure you have your spatula ready, your vegetables are ready. So you're going to turn on the flame, medium to high heat. Wait for that oil to get a little bit hot before you pour your vegetables over. And in the meantime, you can even crack your eggs. Totally with just egg whites, but this is the regular way. Okay, so now we're going to pour our vegetables in. The oil is nice and hot. Okay, so hear a little bit of a crackle or a sizzle. You hear that? There's a sizzle. Okay, you're going to want to mix that around a little bit. and you're going to want to season it. I'm going to season it now, and then I'm also going to season it when I have the egg in there. Okay, make sure you get some salt in there. Some basil. Basil's great. Smells good too. But again, whatever spices you want or don't want to use, totally up to you. But if you're making this for me, then feel free to put basil and whatever spices you want in there. All right, so you're gonna let that saute for a few minutes, and then you're gonna pour your egg mixture over it. All right. Just wait a few minutes on there. All right, everyone. So our vegetables are sauteing now. So just keep mixing those around. Make sure your flame is on nice and hot. Because you want to saute these. You don't want to steam them really. So just keep moving them around. Make sure they don't burn. And once you see the onions getting this like brownish color, then that's when you know you can pour in your egg mixture. But again, you know, it's totally up to you. Whenever you're ready to pour in those eggs, feel free to do that. But I like to get these onions a little bit translucent before I pour them in, all right? So we will see you in a few minutes with this. All right, everyone. So now our vegetables are nice and cooked down. All right, so now we're gonna pour in. So you see there's a little bit of browning on the sides of the onions. So that to me means it's ready to have the egg mixture combined, all right? So now we're gonna pour in our egg mixture in this bowl over here. All right, nice and slow. All right. Now, you want to tilt the pan to make sure that every area has some egg in it, all right, that it's nice and even. You're going to give it a few minutes to kind of bubble up and cook, and make sure you put some spices in there. I like to add more spices at this point, but do whatever you please. But yeah, this smells delicious. The vegetables, the spices, the combination of that is unbeatable. And we're gonna turn it over, okay, everyone? Make sure you have a plate nearby that's ready for when this is finished, because this cooks nice and quickly. This will probably be a few minutes before we're ready to plate this, okay? So again, you can put cheese in at this point. You can put other vegetables in at this point. Whatever really you like to put in your eggs, now is your time to shine as a chef. Make sure you have your spatula ready to kind of get the corners in and fold everything in to make sure it's cooking nicely. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, make sure you have a plate ready. See, these are the spices I used and my coconut oil. But yeah, make sure you have your plate ready and your spatula ready. So you see it's bubbling up, and on the sides, it gets firm first. See on that side, you got that white developing. So that's going to be that side that's cooking. So this side is all cooking, and now the middle's got to get cooked also. So you can just use your spatula and run along the edge of the pan to make sure everything's going good. Just remember, this is a big pan and this is a big egg. So, you know, if you use 3 eggs like I did, it's going to take a little bit of time for everything to cook. My heat is on about 7 out of 10, so if you guys put it on higher, that's fine, but just make sure to watch for those eggs because you don't want them to burn. And same with those vegetables. All right? We're going to check back in with you in a few minutes when this is all finished. All right, everyone, so this is ready to be flipped. So you see how I did that? I just kind of grabbed the edge of that and I flipped it, and then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. All right, everyone, it's the magic moment where we're going to plate. All right, use your spatula. Make sure you get everything, all those peppers and vegetables and whatever else you're cooking. You don't want to leave anything in that pan. All right, be careful. The pan is probably very hot, so always ask an adult for help if you need it. do not hesitate. Don't be scared. It's better always to be safe than sorry. Alright, so I got my onions on there, I got my peppers, I got my egg, and I'm excited to try this out. Alright. Alright, this is our final product. It's not a perfect omelet, but it's going to be good. It's going to taste great no matter what it looks like. I had a hard time flipping it, so if you do too, that's totally fine. But yeah, this is our final product. Okay, everyone? I'm looking forward to seeing how yours comes out, and looking forward to seeing what you do with your recipe as well.